Friday, July the 28th, 2023, and I'm down in Suffolk today. Bury St Edmunds here, about to undertake around 9.5–10 miles, I think it will be ultimately, of a country walking magazine's Fornham St Martin. Now Fornham is a little village just outside Bury, but I'm adding 1.5 miles to their GPX track, so the walk that they've created is somewhere near 8. But I've come up to Suffolk today because the weather down south, where I was intending to go, the Surrey Hills, I was hoping to do a Guildford to Gomshall walk. It's looking a bit damp this afternoon, to put it mildly. So once again, here we are, July, and the weather is very unpredictable. Even here today, in the east of England, which is usually drier, it's a little bit dubious. Let's hope it stays overcast. There is a bit of a breeze, around 20 miles an hour in gusts, coming from the west-southwest, so just about doable with the old handy cam. So yeah, can't believe that that's July been and gone, and I've only done 2 walks in the whole month. Never known a month like it. Fires raging in southern Europe, and we're getting damp, windy conditions. Quite incredible, really. One slight advantage today of an East of England walk is only takes me just over an hour to get here, so it's around 11:30 at the moment. Should be an early finish, so let's get cracking, see what awaits. So the initial walk-in from the station is unmarked in terms of signposting, but it's up a cycle track, cycleway, past new flats built on former rail land, no doubt. Now we cross over a busy A road, and having come over that, past a small parkland area, walking down a road of substantial properties here, and it looks like it did rain overnight. You can smell the petrichor. Passing the Tollgate pub at this junction, we're now following this signage towards Fornham St Martin. Brandon beyond that, and at this juncture we join the GPX track. I think it's 0.5 of it, entering Fornham. So this is the start of the walk, next to the Woolpack pub. It's got Fornham St Martin Parish Church. Voila, and quite typically, first thing you come across is a memorial to the war dead. God rest their souls. So that's good. Get inside this one. Fairly plain and simple. And what a wonderful greeting. All these knee cushions. Plenty of leaded glass as well. The old organ. Information here about the pipe organ. I don't know if I can film that without that reflection. Can't read it as I film anyway. Military map as well underneath. Yeah, look at that, eh? Fantastic bit of history. And a view back. Almost immediately opposite the church you've got the Drift public bridleway, which is, as I say, the start of this walk. I'm almost 2 miles in now from the station, so some distance, further than I anticipated actually, but hopefully now it'll be more rural and more interesting, because it certainly hasn't been that interesting walking along roadsides thus far. Following a hard surfaced track, approaching the busy A134, I can hear in the near distance. I wonder if that's the beet factory over there. Lots of sugar beet growing around here. Plenty of wheat as well, as I now walk down Livermere Drift on the map. Very low lying thus far. Handy set of toilets there. A man-made reservoir of some description on my left here, hence the presence of those gulls. And look how low the water level is here. I'm guessing this is used for agricultural purposes by the looks of things. But look at that, shockingly low. Potatoes on my left, I believe, and wheat as far as the eye can see on the other side. Timworth Church in the distance there, where I intend having my lunch. Good to see the farmer advertising his name on this gate. More should do that, so you know who to get in contact with if there are any issues on it. That's whence I've just come. Brick kiln plantation over there. Tells us something about the past, I guess. Now a bit of country lane walking, hopefully tranquil. The harvest has started up here. And this is actually quite a busy lane. About a dozen cars have passed me one way or the other. So we turn off shortly at a crossroads, thankfully. So we do a left here towards Timworth and come off this busier lane. And I haven't seen anything do a left here towards Timworth. So hopefully this will be quieter. Seen a number of military planes flying overhead here. They must either be going into Lakenheath or Mildenhall. The noise isn't too much of an issue, thankfully. Sounds like a grouse, partridge behind me somewhere. Picked up my vocals. What was I saying about noise? That one is very low. Okay, GPS track continues on ahead there, but I'm taking a right here to come off it to reach St Andrew's Church for lunch. So that church there that I recorded earlier is not my lunchtime stop. St Andrew's, I notice, is hidden in the trees a bit nearer. There. Here we go, down Church Lane. So here we are, St Andrew's Church, Timworth. And these gates are in her memory. God rest her soul. Ah, they must share a gate each. So here we are, St Andrew's, Timworth, and there's one chair here, seat. I'd look at the photos on Google before setting off to make sure there'd be somewhere to sit. Luckily no one else is occupying it. Nice solid flint, red tiled place. Not much at the rear, no seats. So thanks to these people, I'm not sure what their name is because it's worn, but God rest their souls, and thanks for the seat, much appreciated. 1:15, lunch is served. Okay, 10 to 3, lunch has been had, what there was of it, because I forgot to buy sandwiches this morning. Good God, what a major catastrophe that is. I haven't done that for a few years now, but there you go. So let's see if I've got the energy to complete the walk. We're about halfway round now, so should do. This seat was actually the Henschels, I could just about make out during that little respite. Can't get into this church, unfortunately. Not even sure if it's still used for services. Pleasant enough little place. Probably deeper than that reservoir I saw earlier. This is the green at Timworth, hence Timworth Green. Very bad algae bloom on it. So that other church must be in Culford Park per the map. Looks like a holiday business here. Green farm, barns and stables. Clear evidence there of a former rail line. The embankment, look. It's also marked on the map, so yeah, once upon a time a rail line up to Culford Park there. Would have been very attractive. Yeah, here's the old bridge. What's left of it. So having got across the busy A134 behind me, passing Baton's, walking down this quieter lane, hopefully. Well, that's incredible. I don't think I've ever seen a grass snake, but I have today. Dead one. And this is a quiet country lane. Isn't that sad? Big adult as well. Passing some kind of quarry the other side of this hedge, now filled with cold, deep water. This is quite a long section of road walking. About a handful of cars have passed me thus far. Now passing Culford Equestrian Centre and go off lead. Some kind of dog training, I guess. So we're just about to follow Mill Road, which for the first time today tells us that we're following the Lark Valley path to Bury St Edmunds, which I think I was on earlier, as well as the St Edmunds Way here. So we now follow those paths pretty much back to where I started, or joined the GPX track. Now I've got Hengrave Belt on my right here, per the map. So we're now coming into proper countryside, following this river on my right. Sorry, I don't know what the name of the river is at the present. But we're on the St Edmund Way, and the other one, the Larks, whatever it was, which is a new one to me. I haven't walked this path before. The Lark Valley. So presumably this river is the Lark. These are cricket-back willows, aren't they? What variety that is, I'm not sure, but I recognise these from my old haunt in Ickleford. Relatively recently grown as well. Yeah, this is a far better section of the walk, despite that lawnmower in the background. Plenty of the old Himalayan balsam here, clogging up this river. This river's poorly maintained actually, lots of blockages. Unusual for Suffolk, they're usually on the case. Just coming up to Duck's Lock with a weir somewhere round about. Sounds like the old song thrush over there somewhere. Not much bird song to report today. Still in molt, quiet season. Now, although this is a good man-made path underneath my feet, it is quite slippy. Got an algae type surface to it, a bit like walking on seaweed. And the humidity today, which is quite high, means it's not gripping well, or my shoes aren't. First pillbox of the day, over there on my right. Is that a cormorant up there? Can't tell. Yeah, shaking its wings, look. Not particularly near water, apart from this river. Don't think I mentioned earlier that I'm walking this today in an anti-clockwise direction. Lovely and wild, the far bank of this river Lark. But the Lark itself does need tidying up. Too much balsam, too many reeds as well. Silted, I think. I haven't actually seen any wildlife on this river or in it, such as the siltiness of it. Just about to enter a golf course once we get over the road here. So I wonder if this was some kind of canal once. It certainly looks like a lock. No, it's a weir. Maybe some local can enlighten us. Now entering the golf course with some urban sprawl spreading out onto it. So that's a little egret there. Just flew up out the river, Lark. So there must be some life in it. Otherwise he wouldn't be feeding down there. There's a cafe somewhere over there, but I'm going to hold out. There it is, that grey building. Yeah, I'm going to wait till I get back to the station. Not too famished, to be honest. Certainly has all the hallmarks of the canal. Very broad here, where the barges would have waited to get through this slim weir section. This section through the golf course is well waymarked. They're off playing mainly to the right and left. Well, I don't believe it. Sounds like the old parakeets are way out here in Bury St Edmunds now. They are tough little bleeders. Possibly a nest of them up there. Well, funnily enough, the app is identifying these as common kestrel. And I did see one fly off. I thought it was them that was scaring the parakeets. So maybe these are young kestrels calling out for food. Can't say I've heard them before, so could well be. Well, the end of July and the blackberries are in some cases ready. Amazing. The halls behind them just turning red. And here on my immediate right, yeah, as you can see, some of the elders will soon be ready. So yeah, climate is definitely changing. So off the GPX track now and repeating the lovely tree-lined avenue. They look like, yeah, they are horse chestnuts, leaf miner and all. There are some other varieties amongst them though. Maybe some plain, lime. Wonderful variety of properties in this Northgate Avenue. I noticed the date of some of them is turn of the century, i.e. 1901, not 21st century, although these look like they are, in Stevenson Place here. Some of them have had such big gardens in the past that they've sold off the land for other properties, annexes and infill, etc. We're turning back over Malthouse Bridge here with what I believe to be the beet factory over there. So here we are back at Bury St Edmunds, 10.3 mile, and 3 hours 38 later, and that was an average walk, I would suggest. Phoebe Taplin, the walk creator for Country Walking magazine on this occasion, has done better. Too much road walking on this one, I feel, and it took 2 miles to get into the countryside, but nonetheless a decent leg stretcher. Weather held up, actually better than I thought. No rain, that's the main thing. So that's Country Walking's magazine's Fornham St Martin walk completed, and I'm now off to Tesco's, which is behind me, almost at the station, to get a cup of coffee and a sandwich, I think. Least I deserve. Till the next time.